Very good morning to one and all present here. So it's nice to have this webinar with Campus Vida. So yesterday we had a small discussion with Campus Vida, and so we have three eminent personalities today. So we have the Himanshu, the co-founder of Campus Vida. Then we have he has more than 3+ years of experience as the operational manager at Campus Vida. Then the today's speaker is Mr. Nimesh. He has a vast knowledge of the IT and education industry. He's an entrepreneur. Currently, he's working at Flipkart as a senior developer, and also he's the co-founder and mentor at Campus Vida, co-founder and mentor at Xpula. He strongly believes in learning new things every day. So the quote, by learning today and leading tomorrow. And so mainly the speaker, Nimesh Kanwal, will mainly speak about the importance of the computational biology or the bioinformatics, how it will be useful in the various aspects. And the second speaker, was already informed, Himanshu will be addressing you people. Then along with Mr. Kiran Nivet, he is working as a regulatory affair officer at Maladi Drugs and Pharmaceutical Limited, Chennai. So he has completed his master, that is MTech Biotech in Bharat Institute of Technology, and he has published more than 6 research papers in reputed journals on the research area on nanomedicines. So with this, the few words, for the speakers, I introduce our department. The department started in the year 2012. Almost nearly 12 batches has been passed out. So 2008, the first batch has been passed out, and recently 2020 passed out has been passed out from this department. And we have BTech, MTech, MS, and PhD research programs. And we have the faculty strength of more than 35, and the student strength each year we have nearly, except current first year and second year, we have 180 per class, and we the faculty have do research in the areas, and they do publish in the publication in the reputed journals, and particularly in the Scopus and Essay Index journals. And we do have the various funding projects in our department, and we do the patents and other thing extra. With this few word, I leave the forum to the coordinator people, particularly the Himanshu. Over to Himanshu. Please, you can take the session. Over to Himanshu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. So, hi everyone. This is Himanshu, co-founder at Campus Vida. Before we start the webinar, I will give you a short intro about our company. So basically, we are the platform who empowers the student community. We feel that there is a big gap between the students and the industry. So we are trying to decrease that gap through e-learning or providing the industry knowledge through internship and project-based learning. And for more details, you can visit our website and you can contact us personally. And it's a request to everyone, please turn off your mic and don't share your screen in between the webinar. In case of any doubt, you can ask your questions by unmuting the mic, or you can shoot your questions in the chat box as well. So without any further delay, let's call up the speaker for the day, Mr. Nimesh Khandelwal. He's currently working as the senior software developer in Flipkart, and he's the co-founder mentor at Campus Vida as well. So from here, I request Nimesh Khandelwal to take up the session. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Thanks, Himanshu, for introduction. I will just start right away. So yeah, I'm Nimesh Khandelwal, and today we are here to talk about college placements and impact of COVID situation on industry and how you can take advantage of this situation. So just important points you need to have in mind while attending this webinar. Please don't switch on your video. It will create unnecessary load on the network. You can switch on your mic whenever you have doubt or you want to ask something. And please don't hesitate to ask questions. Do ask questions if you have any doubt regarding the interview process, regarding this webinar, regarding this PPT, regarding internship, anything. Please do.
Sorry to interrupt, Nimesh.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
You have opened the two mic, Nimesh.
I'm not sure. Actually, there is only one mic from my side. So you are
Okay.
joined from two sides. Like there's
Okay.
two Kanambi IT companies.
Fine. So the voice is breaking. That's why I informed. Otherwise,
Okay,
fine. You can proceed there.
sure. Okay, yeah. And we'll try to make this session interactive, and I hope it will be very useful for your careers. And even you can ping me anytime later on any platform, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook. If you have any doubts, please don't hesitate to ask questions. Okay, so yeah, the one of the most important thing that came in every college student's mind is like how to attend the college placements. What is a trick to make your mind prepare for attending the college placement? What are the things that you need to keep in mind while attending the placement? How to prepare the resume, how to attend the interview, how to ask interview question, how to assign the popular question that are asked in the interview. So we'll try to cover all these points during this webinar session. So the first one is like, what are the things that you need to keep in mind while attending an interview, like the before interview process? So obviously, the first thing is resume. Resume is the most important thing that you need to keep in mind while attending an interview. Resume is your first impression. Like resume is not just a piece of paper. It's a like a 3 or 4 to 5 years of journey in the college. It represents all of that. So you need to keep in mind that you prepare a resume by highlighting all your important points, all your strengths, highlighting what are the projects that you have done, what are the internships that you have done. If you've written a research paper, do mention that. Mention all the things that you've done in the college that is relevant for that company. So prepare a resume really well. It represents like who you are, what's your personality, what is your strength. So do keep that in mind. And please don't lie on a resume and don't hide either. It means that if you are not sure of that particular skill, like whether you have it or not, or you're confident on that or not, so don't try to mention that on the resume, because when interview happens and interview asks you about that skill, then you might hesitate, and that might actually give a very bad impact on your the placement process. So please do keep in mind, like don't lie on the resume, and also don't hide, don't shy away to write the skills that you already know, just thinking like I might not be that confident, or what if someone asks much about detail in that particular skill. So if you know that skill and you're a little bit confident about it, do mention that. And please don't hesitate to mention your projects, internships, your skills, your soft skills, your extracurricular activities, all those things in a resume. And do remember, like the projects and the research paper really matter a lot when they are mentioned in the resume. They are actually the points that reflect like you have a certain skill. It's an assurance of that skill. For example, if you mention like I know X skill, so how do you prove that you know that skills? So projects and internships are the way to prove that you have this skill. So even the interview like have confidence in your mind, like yeah, this person has done this internship and this project, so obviously he's master of that skill. So do some projects and internships to highlight in your resume. So this is just a sample resume. We will look out each of the section that needs to be mentioned in this resume. So obviously the first one is the name, your title, like currently being you're a student at college. So you have just mentioned like I'm graduating like biotechnology from this college, like that. You have to mention a basic contact details like email, phone number. Do not need to mention more than that. Next one is education, like your college, your degree, your start year, your most probably graduating year, and little summary about the course. Then comes the work experience. This section only comes when you've done some internships in some companies. So only mention in that case. Do not mention any club or chapters activities. Just mention if you've done any internship. Third one is the volunteer experience. If you've done any volunteer experience, do mention that. It shows the like the co-curricular activities side of your college. So please do mention that if you have done any. Next one, the most important one is the technical skills. Try to make this section as long as you can. Try to mention all the projects and all the major courses that you have done. Not all the courses, only the courses that are relevant to that particular company. And mention the core skills. Like if you have done some projects, what you have done in that project. What are the skills you have showcased in the project? Similar goes with the internship part too. Next one is the skills, like the skills that you have. Any core skills or any soft skill you can mention here. The next one is the personal projects. If you have done any side projects apart from a regular curriculum, please do mention that. It's a very positive impact on a resume. The next one is personal achievements. If you have achieved anything related to your skills or related to any co-curricular activities, please do mention that too. The next one is the languages. That is a completely optional section and is usually specified when you want to try to apply for a job abroad. Otherwise, if you're doing applying for an Indian company, there's no need to mention that. Even for the college placement, there's no need to mention the language section. Just try to highlight more of your technical, your internship and the project part. The next thing is like before interview, you have to sharpen your sword. You have to make your skills up to date. What are the skills you have mentioned in your resume? You need to make sure that you're very confident about it. Read blogs about it. Read more about it. Read much more books about it, like how this particular skill works. Try to do some small project or big project on that skill. You need to be very confident on each and every skill that you mention in your resume, and practice a lot. Like practice is actually key to success when you are going to crack an interview. Practice the skill that you have mentioned in resume. Practice the interview process itself. Like do some mock interviews with your friends or someone from the industry. So you get the idea like how this particular thing works. What are your weak areas? How confident you are while giving an interview? You can even highlight upon your weak areas and ask your friends to ask even more on that, so that you can get to know like how to improve on your weaker areas. The next thing is learn from the experience. Like even if you give any interview, either be it a mock interview or the real interview or the interviews from some industry people, make sure that you learn from that. You need to give at least 5 your strong points and 5 weak points, and make sure that you do something about your weak points. Try to enhance over that. Like I will give you an example. For example, if I'm giving an interview and you get to know like whenever an interview asks a question that is out of your syllabus or out of your topic, like you're not aware of that question, then how do you handle that situation? One way is to like bluntly say, I don't know this topic. Another way is to say like highlighting some supporting areas of that particular topic, and then trying to make the whole interview about that. Means deviating from that particular topic and then try to manage this interview. So that is a skill that you need to practice. So make sure you practice a lot before an actual interview. The next one is internship really matter. Like normally people tends to ignore the importance of internship during the initial years of college. They think like internship is a good to have. They don't realize its importance, like how much impact it's going to make when you're sitting for an actual interview. Because internship is the one thing that makes you stand out of the crowd. Like it's not a very common thing, and it's a very, very great highlight on your resume. When you're sitting for an interview and the person notices that you've done an internship, it gives him confidence. Like this person has already done some industrial exposure, so he might be a good fit for my company. So it's really, really a great tool to stand out of the crowd. It's even shadow your mistakes. Like the mistakes that you are doing during an interview, it might be overshadowed by the fact that you have done an internship, because anyone can have a bad day, but an internship proves like you have some 30 or 60 days of experience already. So it will be a great asset to the company. Stipend doesn't matter when you're doing an internship. Don't focus on the stipend part. Normally the students have a tendency like to profit out of the internship, but always take internship as a learning experience. Don't take as a earning experience, because you're going to earn after you get a job. So first try to get some experience and then try to apply for a job. Don't do the other way around. The third thing is like internship always helps you to network. Like whenever you apply for an internship, you get to know about some industry people. So they might even refer you in some great companies. They might even give you a pre-placement offer in their own company if they like your work. So it's a great opportunity to network. And obviously you learn a lot during an internship. You learn about how the industry works, how the particular technology works, how is actually the work done in industry, what is the impact of the things that you're learning in the college, and how to apply them in real time. So internship is a great way to do that. And as I mentioned, it's a very, very strong point on resume. It's validate your skills. It's prove that whatever you've written in your resume, you actually know it. And the pre-placement offer is obviously a plus point when you're applying for an internship. The next thing is how to make sure that you are able to crack each and every company and you're able to impress the company. So you have to take each and every company as a unique point. Like you can take an analogy with the cricket. Like when you're playing against some like team. So Australia might have some weakness while India has some other weakness. Australia might have some other strong point while India might have some other strong point. So you need to make sure that you research each or every company before you're setting on an interview. You need to know like what are the core strengths of that company, what is the belief of that company, what is the culture that company follow. Like I will give you a very good example to highlight that point even further. Like there are two kinds of companies. One is an R&D company that do research and like creating some medicines or creating some biotechnical tools. So one company is doing that. The second company is like solely focused on sales. Like their role is to already apply a certain formula and then mass produce some medicines. So obviously there are two different kind of companies. The one with the R&D will try to look for the candidates who have a research exposure, who are interested in doing on a mode of research rather than directly applying the knowledge. So they are looking for some research papers, internship in some R&D based company. While the company that is solely focused on the sales of their product are mainly focused who can just apply the process. If they tell you a process, you can easily apply it. They're looking for those kind of candidates. So they're looking for the candidates who are very disciplined. So each of the company you have to prepare differently. For the R&D, you have to enhance or present your R&D skills. While for a sales-based company, you have to present your process-based skills. Like whenever given a task, you are able to complete that task with ease. You are very good at following the process. So two different kind of companies, two different process. And you need to know like what are your strong bets, what are the core areas that you're good at, and you need to highlight the same on your resume. So do keep that in mind. I will just pause here, and if you have any questions, please do ask. Like if you have any questions, please shoot out. You can shoot out on chat box or you can ask directly. Please don't hesitate. Please don't hesitate. If you have any doubts, please do ask. Okay, no doubts. Okay, fine. We will just continue and we will take the questions again later. Okay, so another thing that you need to keep in mind is you have to play tactical. Like even though the interview seems like you just need to practice your skills and then you have to just sit for an interview and interview will ask question, you will answer. It might appear to be simple like that, but it's not, because the questions that might have happened during an interview are not too much direct. That will come out of your books or come out of the things that you learned in college. You have to play tactical. You have to learn how to handle the situations. Like if the situation is in favor of you, the interviewer asking the question that you know about, you need to highlight it much. Like don't just answer the question, even answer around the things around that topic, so that interviewer might know that you're interested in that particular topic. The second thing is you need to make sure, like whenever the situation goes out of your hand, when the interview asks the question that you're not aware of, you need to highlight that situation. You need to make sure that you handle that situation pretty well. How you can do it? You can directly say to an interviewer, I'm not read much about a topic, but I think this might be the answer. Or you might say directly, like, I don't know about this topic. Can we move ahead? So you need to know, like, what is the strong point? How do you highlight that particular thing? How do you handle the situation? You need to know about that. The interview is more about the mind game. Like some students, what happen is like, even if they're not able to answer a particular question, then they get disheartened and the rest of the interview also goes bad. So you need to make sure like you don't go in that direction. You need to handle a situation very gracefully. You need to understand it's just a one question that you have missed and the rest of the interview is still left. So make sure that you keep that in mind while attending an interview. Don't be very underconfident and also don't be very overconfident. And don't chase just one company. Always make sure that you're very open to the company, because if you chase one company and somehow if you fail to clear that interview, you will be very disheartened and you might even not land with any of the job. So always be open to each and every company. Make one company as a dream company, but that should not be the only company that you're sitting for. So be open regarding the companies. And obviously remember, you have nothing to lose. Like interview is just a process and there are many companies that will come in your way. You just need to get one shot. You just need to clear one interview and your job is done. So don't be very disheartened if you're not able to clear any interview. And always research for each and every company before sitting an interview. As I've said, like go through their website, go through their mission statement, vision statement, cultural values. It will really help you a lot during an interview. You might not realize right that now, but when you're sitting for an interview, you might realize that if you know about that company, it will really help you to answer the questions that the company might ask. So please do research the company. And learn to express. Like an interview, it really matters what you say and how you say it. Just answering the question bluntly is not enough. You need to make sure that you answer that question and you present that very well. the presentation part is really important. It creates a very positive impact on your mind. You need to make sure like it's just a 1 hour interview. Like during this 1 hour, the person has to judge whether you're fit for a particular company or not. Obviously, you have to create a very positive experience for him. You have to make sure that he have a great impression of you when he step out of that room, and there's a positive impact of yours in his mind. So there's a very great chance of cracking that interview in that way. And obviously, good attitude will shadow mistakes. Like even if you are doing any mistakes, how you handle it really matters a lot, even more than answering the questions. So please do keep that in mind. And be calm and don't argue. Like even if you think your answer is correct, an interview might say, like, this is not the correct answer. Don't start arguing about that. Just handle that gracefully. Just tell him the valid points, but not in the arguing tone. Even if he doesn't agree with you, then move ahead. Don't start arguing like I'm correct or this is the correct answer, I can show you on the internet, like that. Don't do that. It might be possible sometimes interviewers are wrong. You don't need to correct them at that particular moment, because it will hit their ego and then it will be really bad for your interview. And always stay positive. Like if you're positive during an interview, it's a very great plus for you. It will really help you to go ahead in the further process. And always remember, it's not a life and death situation. As I said, it's just an interview. Take it as a process, take it as a learning experience, and then move ahead. And be confident of whatever you have done. The confidence is the main key. Even if you don't know the answer and if you're confident, you can easily crack that interview. So please do make sure of that. I will again pause here. If you have any questions, please do ask. Any question? Anyone else? Okay, so we will move further ahead. Okay, so what are the things that you need to keep in mind after an interview? Like once you get through the whole process, you need to make sure that you ask for the feedback, because this feedback will really help you a lot when you're analyzing your interview and to help you prepare better for the next interview. You can just ask directly to an interviewer, like, how was my interview? The interviewer might not give you the exact result, but he might give you a weaker areas. Like you might have done this well, or you should learn about this topic. He might give you some points to work upon so that you can crack your next interview even better. So always do ask for the feedback, and ask when you can apply again in that particular company. It really helps. Like even you can ask him for the referral. Like once this whole process is done, and even if I'm not selected, when can I apply again? Can I ask you for the referral? If the interviewer gives you a 6 months timeline, do get connected with him after 6 months. Like I've given this interview, if you remember, and then give him a resume, and he can even get you selected in that particular company. It really gives a very positive impression if you do ask and do such things after an interview. And always remember to learn from your mistakes. Like your mistakes are the key to make sure that your next interview doesn't go very bad, and it can really help you in improvising the interview. And don't settle. Always apply for the outside the campus interview also. Don't just sit for waiting for a college to get you on board with the company. Do try to apply off campus too. It will really help you a lot in cracking a very good companies that might not come in the campus. So do make sure of that. We will just look up the off campus opportunities. Meanwhile, again, I'm asking if you have any questions, please do ask. Or we can pick some 3 to 4 questions from the questions that you've asked in the form. Himanshu, can you pick 3 to 4 questions?
Yeah, Nimish. So first question is, in this COVID situation, is it possible to get an internship offer?
I think internship questions you can answer better than me.
Yeah, so basically students like, yeah, you can get the internship through different platform. Once is ours, like you can get the internships through Campus Veda also. So we have a assured internship program. So you can register in this program. We will give you the details after this webinar. And there is a lot of other platforms are there. So you can register as per your convenience. So, okay, we'll move to next question.
Yep. Even if you have any doubt, like even after answering the question, please do ask, like if you have any doubts left for that particular question. Yeah,
Yeah,
Manshu.
so next question is what are the skills we have to develop as a fresher to enter into companies?
Okay, fine. I will try to answer this question. Like the most important thing that you need to develop to crack a particular company is your core skills. Like the core subjects that you have for a particular course, try to master them. Try to work more upon them. Like you need, even can search the internet. What are the type of the questions that are asked for the companies? There are various platforms that can help you do that. You can learn like what are the commonly asked questions and you can work upon them. The second thing that you need to keep in mind is the soft skills. You need to work upon your communication skills, your how you answer the question, or might be some round like GD or like just for a minute type kind of question. So do prepare for that and try to have some projects and internships. Like these are more than enough to crack any company.
Okay, next question is how can we get internship and jobs through LinkedIn, Naukri? I think I have answered this question before. So basically, a lot of platforms are there. You can register there, and we will be sharing the details. Don't worry about that. So you can go through that after this webinar. So
Okay,
we'll
sure.
move to next question.
Yeah, Manshu, let's take the last question and then we'll again resume with the PPT.
How to improve our skills for core placements?
It's just all about practice. Like the more you practice, the more you improve. And as I mentioned, like you can try to work up with your friends too. Like just ask them what they have prepared, what you have prepared, and you can share the materials. It's just a more of a collaborative work rather than fighting it single-handedly. So try to collaborate with your friends and try to learn more from that part. And even you can do some online courses. There are very good courses that are available on the internet. Even we offer some courses. You can also go through that to further enhance your skills. And as I mentioned, like even if you acquire skills, try to prove it. Please do make sure of that. That just mentioning the skill won't be sufficient. You have to prove your skills through either projects or doing some stuff. And learning part you can easily do through the videos. There are various online courses that are available. You can even share a list with you, like what are the recommended courses for your course. So go through that. It will really help you a lot. Okay, fine. I'll just continue further with the presentation. Okay, so the next thing is off campus. Like off campus actually is a very great way to even open a further gateway of opportunities for you. I completely understand it's very tough for freshers. If you apply for like 20 companies, you might get call from one. It's very common for an off campus. It's due to the fact like companies are very hesitate in recruiting the freshers because they don't have any prior experience. And it's very risky to hire freshers if you look from the company side. But obviously, even if you get one call, you can try to crack that particular company. And as I mentioned, like companies usually don't hire the freshers because of experience to try to gain one. Obviously, you can't have a proper job experience if you're in college, but you can try to have an internship experience or a great project experience or some research paper to prove that you have that particular skill. You have that particular knowledge that the company might require to get you on board with them. So try to work on that part. If you have an internship or a good resume, it will really help you a lot in cracking the companies. Like it, I'm not saying that it will be very easy then, but your job or your path will become very easy when you compare to without a good resume. Like if you are getting only one call out of 20, you might get at least 5 to 6 call out of 20. So it increased that much. So do make sure that you have something unique on your resume that can make you stand out of the crowd. And LinkedIn is a very great platform to get connected with the professionals of a network. It really helps you a lot to get referrals from the companies to get you an off-campus opportunity. You have to just create an account on LinkedIn, try to connect with the professionals, just give them an introduction message, like I'm from this college, I'm interested in this company. It can help you in both getting an internship or a full-time opportunity, more of a full-time opportunity. So try to get engaged through LinkedIn, try to get connected with as many professionals as you can from industry. And you can even ask advice from them, like how to crack this company, what are the process of your company. It's a very great tool. I can't enhance it further, I can't mention you the more points about it, but it's really a great platform. You will learn more about it when you get onboarded in this platform. It's a very great tool. Do take advantage of this. And obviously you just need one success in the off campus. Even if you're getting 5 to 6 calls, you just need to crack one. But don't waste that opportunity. Prepare well for an off-campus interview. And one of the hottest topic right now, like Corona. So how the things have got changed due to this Corona. So there are few industries that have benefited from it, while others have actually have a very huge business impact on them. Like if you look for the pharmaceuticals company or the companies that are making vaccines or like that, they have really benefited from this. So you might get a good opportunities in the companies like Laurels or some pharma like that. But some companies have very huge impact because the exports have stopped. And most of the Indian companies do export these kind of goods to US or China like that. So obviously the industry is expected, due to which there are less opportunities than they were before. The most companies are not even hiring. Now the hiring has started for some companies, but still some of the companies are very reluctant in spending more amount in hiring the college graduates. And there are limited companies in the college. Like if earlier 100 companies might have come, now the 80 will come. Might not be true for your college, but with the most of the college, this is the scene. Pre-corona challenges are obviously there. Like interview was not at all easy even before corona. So that hectic or that challenges are obviously carried forward with the corona. So how to fight that? Like that is a major question that needs to be answered. So one thing is you need to make sure like corona is just a temporary and skills are the permanent. You have to upskill yourself. You have to even make sure like you are very unique. Even if there are 80 opportunities left, you have to make sure to get in those 80. For that, you need to upskill yourself. You have to get referrals in the companies, either through LinkedIn or through platform. Like even we also help you in getting a referral. So you can take help from campus rather than getting a referral, or through LinkedIn, you can try directly. So do get a referral for an off-campus opportunity, get an industry experience, get an internship. As I mentioned, like internship is a great way to make sure that you get highlighted and get stand out of the crowd. So do get an internship, talk to the people from industry through the LinkedIn or through by direct contacts. They will really help you a lot in knowing about what is the current trend, what are the current skills that companies are looking for, and how you should actually prepare for a technical interview. So do get connected with the professionals. Even we also have a particular course which will help you in doing that. We will explain about that later. And obviously chill, like don't take much tension about how will I handle this corona situation? Will I really get a job? Will I get a good salary? Tension, even stressing about it won't help you a lot. So don't stress out, just try to focus on your core skills. Let's look some mythbusters, like the common mythbuster that is in college student mind. So the first one is college matters a lot. Like it's true, like college matters because it helps you in getting the companies to get an interview for. You don't have to fight much like you have to do in an off-campus interview. So obviously college matters there, but it doesn't matter a lot. Like what actually matters is your skills. If you have the right skill, then it doesn't matter from which college you are. So your skills are the most important thing that you need to keep in mind. Don't try to crim about your college like I'm not getting this opportunity while my friend college has got this opportunity. Don't crim about that. Just focus on what you have got and try to make the best out of it. The second thing is like there's no use to prepare for interview for final year. Normally the students have tendency to wait till final year to even get an internship or projects or start preparing for the placement. That tendency is actually wrong. When you enter the fourth year or final year, then you actually realize like I should have prepared at least a year before. So even if you are a pre-final year student, then please do make sure that you get an internship or do a project right now. Don't miss this time. You will regret it later. So please do make sure that you start preparing before your final year. The next myth is like most qualified will get the job. Like obviously this might holds true. The most qualified will obviously get a job, but it's not that he will get the best job. I've told you like it's more of a tactical game. Even if you know all the answers, the presentation matters. So even if you don't have the right amount of skills, you can try to focus on the other part too, to make the best combo out of your skill and your soft skills. So try to focus on both. Soft skills don't matter. Like people normally tend to ignore the soft skills. They tend to ignore on their core soft skills like communication part or how to handle the situations, how to attend the behavioral interview, how to answer the common questions like where do you look yourself after 5 years? It's the most famous question. So how to answer these kind of questions? People tend to ignore that. Like they think like I will think about these answers on spot. But actually interview is a process which can be trained. Like you need to get proper answers for these kind of questions. You need to know like how to handle these kind of situations. So do get yourself prepared for these kind of situations. Don't ignore the soft skill parts. It's really, really important. So we will have an intro about a company, but before that, if you have any questions, please do ask. Please don't hesitate. Like I'm going a little fast due to the time, but if you have any questions, please do ask. Should I move ahead? Okay, we'll move further forward. Okay, so actually Campus Vida is in venture first. So what we believe is like if you're trying to apply for a job, you make multiple calls and you don't get a result. So why is actually in opposite direction? We believe that it's due to a lack of skill monster. People actually don't have the right skill that they need to crack an interview. As I mentioned, that people tend to ignore the soft skill, they don't work on the core technical skill, they lack the whole interview process skills. So there's a lack of skill monster due to which they're not getting called. So we have built a complete e-learning solution to help you get over the difficulties that you face for getting a job or an internship. We make sure that you get the best training. We make sure that you get the right opportunities. We have our own partnership with various companies to get you on board with. Like normally the freshers tend to get stuck in the cycle. Like to get into the company, you need experience, and to get an experience, you need a company. So it's a cycle that you're stuck in, like how to get your stepping stone, how to get your first company. So we help you in getting that. If we run various programs to help you get on board on the job and internship. So this is basically us. And good news is like you can now get trained by the industry experts in the domain of your choice. We make sure that the trainers are from the top companies. Like for the IT sector, the trainers are from Amazon, Flipkart, Goldman Sachs, if I'm correct, Microsoft, Google, like that. And for your industry, the biotech industry, they are from Laurus Labs, Sun Pharma, and there are 3 to 4 more companies. I can't remember that properly, but you can go through a brochure. So you get trained from the industry experts. The sessions are completely live sessions. There will be one-to-one mentoring, and you can ask questions during even the live sessions that are going on. This is not a recorded session, so please do take advantage of that. And if you go through every session of an interview and then after the whole training, you will surely get an assured internship. Like internship is for sure. You will surely get it in one of your dream companies. And even you will also get open to a job opportunities that we have. If you perform well during the sessions, during the training, after a test, we will surely refer you in a very good company. So the off-campus door also get opens for you if you register with us. Our prices are slashed heavily for your college. We are in talks with the college like how to make sure that the price fits in your packet range. Once that is finalized, we will communicate to you. And if you don't get an internship after the completion of a course, we will refund the amount. That has never been the case with us. Like we have trained over 4,000 students and every student has got an internship. So be assured, like you will surely get an internship if you go through this course. Student will get job internship referrals at big MNC and startups. We make sure that the right student gets the right opportunity. And networking opportunity always there. You can get network with the trainer that is training you. The trainers are from very big companies. They will really help you a lot in accelerating your career. So do take this opportunity. And you just need to fill a Google form that we will share later on. And you can just get onboarded with this thing. And we urge each and every student to take advantage of this opportunity. Don't miss it out. We will have a further sessions to get you more informed about how to take this one. And yeah, that's it from my side. If you have any questions, please do ask. Please do ask. Please don't hesitate. Don't think like, how will I ask it? Or like, if you hesitate, please don't ask it. We'll try to do our best to answer your questions. Okay, in the meanwhile,
we have few more questions are there in Q&A form. So
yes,
meanwhile, we can go with that.
Sure.
So next question is how to get an internship job with Amazon, Flipkart.
For Amazon and Flipkart, actually, they go into the particular college and they try to hire the fresher graduates from there. But there are some off-campus referrals also. through which they take. If you're interested in getting one, please do contact me offline. I will help you out in cracking these companies.
Okay, next question is how to ignore the person's own negativity during placement interview.
Like I have told you, like it's all about the mindset. Like before an interview, you need to like you can repeat few things to yourself. Like this is just an interview. This is not my whole life. I have to give my best shot. I have to be confident despite of the fact that I'm answering or not answering that question. And think about the next opportunity. Like please don't be fixed or attached to a particular opportunity. And it will come more from the practice. Do give mock interviews, it will come in your hand.
Okay, next question is any company that we ask for the internship rejects us because of our level of skills. How to overcome that?
Yeah,
And what could you suggest to build our resume good and to be taken in high priority?
as I mentioned you, like it is a very common and common question for every college student, like how to get out of that circle. Like for internship, you need experience, you need particular set skills. So how to first gain that and then crack a company. This is where we come in. Like we get you trained with from the industry experience to get you the right set of skills that are required. And for an internship part also, you don't need to do anything. You just need to make sure that you get the right skills from industry, and we will help you get in a short internship. Because like even if you have the right skills, you don't have experience, you won't get internship that easily. So we try to bridge that gap for you. Just register for a course and then we can take this forward. And for resume part also, like you have to make sure you have three things: right skills, right exposure through either projects or through research paper or through internship. So make sure that you have these things. And if you have any soft skills to mention, please do mention that. If you make sure that you can crack any company.
Okay, rest all questions are related to internships. So after this webinar, we will be sharing the details with each one of you. You can go through that, and few people are asking about the biotech internships in different biotech domains. So we will be sharing all the details regarding that. You can go through that and you can register.
And just
So
one
that's
thing,
yeah.
no, sorry to interrupt. Like this whole program assures like you get an internship in a biotech department only. Like if you are a computer science student, you can apply for a computer science internship. If you're interested in IT industry, you can apply for that. If you're interested in biotech, you can apply for that. We will make sure that you get an internship in your choice of domain, and it's assured. So please do keep that in mind. Don't be in a question like whether will I get an internship after completion of course. So you will surely get that. So don't hesitate. Yeah, Mashu.
Yeah, okay. And guys, if you have any questions related to biotech and your core field, you can also ask because Kiran is also here with us. He will answer related to your core department.
Yeah, hello everyone. You can ask any questions regarding the biotech and opportunities in biotech and how the internships will be there and what are the opportunities you'll be getting after your BTech or MTech. I'm there to answer you guys.
Yeah. Kiran has a great experience in biotech field. Please don't hesitate and take this opportunity. You can clear all your doubts.
Sorry for the interruption. Kiran?
Yes, sir.
Kiran, please introduce briefly about you, then your experience, then they will realize you, okay?
Yes. See, I have completed my MTech in Bharat University, and I started my career in regulatory affairs. So drug regulatory affairs is a field. It's a part of the biotechnology, and it is fully like you will be representing your company with the government for the registration of the drugs. It might be biosimilars, it might be chemical drugs, it might be semi-synthetic also. So what we do is that we register the drugs in different markets and we see the life cycle of the drugs. Yeah, it's a different field. I think so. You would have learned IBSC committee, correct? Anyone can answer. Anyone can just answer in the text. If anyone has read about IBSC, DBT. Yeah, anyone? Okay. You see, so it's like the Institutional Biosafety Committee, Department of Biotechnology, and these things are a part of the government, which is actually
Kiran,
helping. Yeah,
Kiran, we have IBSC committee in our current department.
yeah. So, like,
Yeah.
yes, you have, sir. So like you will be meeting with them for your update on your projects and the other things, right? So these are all the administrative requirements, and this comes under the regulations, and that's what I do at my job.
Yes, so Kiran, there's some question.
Yes.
How are opportunities in getting internships in environmental science domain, sir?
Yeah, environmental science is a different field. So you want it in a kind of like, you want to engineer something like superbugs or something, or you want to go in like algal fermentation, something like that. Yeah, Shivranjani.
Shivani, can you
Are you
answer?
interested in algal? Yeah, algal. Yeah, it's not related to drugs. Yeah, you have opportunities, but in India it is very poor. The opportunities on environmental science domain in India it is very poor. So if you consider USA and Germany, they have more opportunities in this field. Not in India. India is like it's developing. It's not having much opportunities. Yeah. What type of internships can second-year biotech students attend now? Which companies or fields are best to explore now? Yeah, it depends on your interest. First thing, even we can do internships from the first year. I have done my internships. I have started my internship when I was at my first year holidays itself. So I started my things at biogas fermentation, and then I also worked in lab, and I also worked in bioinformatics field also. So in regards with bioinformatics field, you can do it remotely also, and and people will give you like project proposal and those kinds of work. You need to write scientific writings. You need to learn, and initially they will help you. So it totally depends on your interest. And if you are asking for any suggestions, then you can do you can do internships at regulatory affairs, quality assurance, and in bioinformatics. Yeah, are you doing a BTech bioinformatics or? Yeah, Keetana, are you doing your BTech in bioinformatics or biotechnology? BTech biotechnology. So, see, it's bioinformatics. As of it's a separate. As of if you are going to see it as a separate field, you have vast number of opportunities in India itself. In the companies like DRL, Pfizer, and all, they hire bioinformatics students for molecular docking and the other things. Yeah, it is actually good. You can pursue your career in bioinformatics after your BTech, and the salary is also good when you compare to the other fields, other domains in the biotechnology. Initially, you will be given if you go into bioinformatics job. Initially, they will be like giving you some kind of literary survey work, and like you need to find all the research articles related to the work being done. So the first one, that thing, and then only they will allow, and you should also learn Python, Java, and other languages. That this will be also be helpful to you. Because you need to code in order to like design and the other things. And after you do that, slowly, like after you gain 2 to 3 years of experience in bioinformatics, you will be allowed to sit in designing, that is molecular docking and the other things. Yeah, welcome. Whether any companies offers internships in agriculture domain. Yeah, there are some companies in Coimbatore and also in outskirts of Chennai. They make enzymes and biofertilizers they make enzymes and biofertilizers for plants and other crops. And if you are equipped with gene technology and other bioinformatics tools again, then you will have opportunities in agriculture domain too. And there are many researchers are going on in agriculture domain, especially the biotech students are involved in it. So what kind of things are it? Mainly they're pest resistant gene and also like they are using microorganisms to spray on the plants in order to gain the resistance from the pests. That is also being done. Yeah, you can watch even if you are all very well versed with the DD channel, you please watch that. They give you a vast number of information on agricultural biotechnology. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, any other questions? Yeah, you can type. Any other questions, or you can unmute your mic and ask. Guys, if you have any other questions, yeah, you can also email. Yeah,
There's some one
Nimesh,
quick question.
yeah.
How can we
Yeah.
get attention from recruiters through LinkedIn? I think I can answer that. To
Yeah,
get
yeah, please.
attention through LinkedIn, actually, you need to make sure that you have made your profile in a quite decently. You need to highlight your project section. There's a separate section on LinkedIn for that. You need to highlight your work experience section. You need to upload your resume. Just make sure that you click on that button, like I'm open for the opportunities. There's some small button on LinkedIn. Try to open that, and then you will get highlighted to the recruiters. But and to get even more opportunities after the LinkedIn, you need to even get more connection requests to the LinkedIn members that are recruiters or from industry people, and try to engage with them and try to ask them like if there is an opportunity. For being a college student, you need to put your first hand to the recruiters. The recruiters might not come to you directly. So try to first interact with them, and then they will tell you if there's right opportunity. Yeah. I think there are no more questions, right? If you have any questions, please shoot now, and we will just wrap up. Okay, so we'll just wrap up now. If you have any more questions after this webinar, please do reach us out on any social platform or through your contact number. So please don't hesitate even asking doubts after this webinar. And thank you. Thanks a lot for today's webinar. Himanshu, over to you.
Thank you so much, Nimesh. Thank you, Kiran. So I hope everyone has learned something from this session. So as Nimesh said, like we are open after this webinar also. You can contact us through our website or through our personal contact number. We will be sharing the details with you. And now I would like to thank Banwari Amman Institute of Technology for giving us this opportunity to host the webinar. Special thanks to Dr. S. Tamil Selvi and Dr. P. Kannan for arranging this webinar. And guys, here is few opportunity for you. There is a lot of free courses on our app. You can take the courses and get free certification. And app link I have shared in the chat box. I will be sharing in the chat box. You can download it. And there is a chances for you to get the internships and jobs if you become part of our community group. For more details, you can visit our website. And for any other query, we are open after this webinar also. You can contact us on our website. And I have shared a feedback form on the chat. You can just fill that form that will be needed for your e-certificate, and your e-certificates will be mailed to you soon. So here we end our session. So thank you everyone for joining us. Stay home, stay safe, and take care. Please fill this feedback form that will be needed for your e-certificate. And in case of any doubt, you can contact us later at any platform.